Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for another Charleston Talent Spotlight. Today, we are going to be speaking with Jessica Carter. She is the director of the Lowcountry Grad Center. And what we're excited to talk about today is the opportunities for continuing ed. So the series talks about all the different opportunities in career. And so we'd be remiss to not talk about also the opportunities in continuing your education to help continue to grow your career opportunities. So thank you so much, Jessica. And we'll get right started and having you tell me a little bit about your background and how you landed at the Lowcountry Graduate Center as the director.
So the last few years I've been in continuing education, but I think what attracted me to the role and what attracted them to hire me into the role was that I am that student that they're looking for in all of the colleges in Charleston. And so because I was one of those students who I put my education on hold and just to go back to school. And I think, in fact, in my interview, I think I said something like that I am one of those students that you're looking for. And it was, I put my education on hold for babies, having them grow up. And it was always my dream to get back into my own education to further that along. And so that's exactly what I want to try to do for the Charleston community, is to help people get back to school, but also to make sure that the programs that each one of the colleges offer is what it should be. It is what the local businesses are looking for, to make sure that it connects those dots so that the programs that we are offering it's educating our workforce the way that it needs to have those available jobs right out of school.
And if someone isn't familiar with the Lowcountry Graduate Center, can you just give a quick overview of what the opportunities are there?
Yeah, so the Lowcountry Graduate Center is kind of that bridge to the different highways of the colleges here in Charleston. So specifically the Medical University of South Carolina, the College of Charleston, and the Citadel. So we work hand in hand with each one of those three great institutions to make sure that the graduate programs are getting out to the community, so that if someone comes to the Lowcountry Graduate Center, then they can find the programs that they're looking for and their best fit.
Fantastic. So lots of opportunity. Kind of going back to just the Charleston aspect of things. Can you tell me a little bit about what Charleston may have that other metros or communities don't have, that kind of makes us a little bit of a shining star in a way?
So yeah, Charleston is really unique in that it's still considered a mid-size market, but yet we have all of those things that a bigger one does. So something in the ways of aerospace, automotive, defense, whether it's tech, life sciences, logistics, we have the deep water port, we have everything all here, despite having been a mid-size market. So along with that, we also have a huge growth rate in Charleston. So along with all of those parts and pieces of being a mid-size economy, we're still accelerating at the rate that a larger scale economy city might do. So I think that that's something that's very unique about Charleston.
And speaking of growing, so as the community is growing, the job opportunity is growing. If you were speaking to somebody, talent right now, and they're thinking about going back to continue their education, what's a question they maybe should be asking themselves before diving into this decision?
I think the biggest question that I hear, whether it's from employers or from, the recruiters that are trying to get folks into jobs, or even recruiters in the education field, there's a lot to be said for that question of why. Why do you want to go back to school? What is it that you want to do with it? Why do you want to further your education? And so there's a lot to be said for motivation, for goals. And, the educational support staff definitely want to hear about your goals, about working from the position, or how it's going to help you to achieve your long-term goal.
You let me know about one of your favorite or best networking that you go to.
I think my most favorite is probably the Thrive Networking, and it's put on by the Chamber of Commerce. It's a networking event specifically for women, and we've actually had lots of guys join into the program just to get that perspective of being a woman in the workforce. So I think that right now that's probably my most favorite. But you also have a really great opportunity to not only find a mentor, but also to be a mentor if you so choose.
And I think Charleston is a very open community, so the ask will most likely always give you a yes if you're willing to make that ask. So we talked about all the good things and all the easy things maybe. What are some of the barriers that you've faced or others may face in their next steps in their career?
I have to say, education is going through, especially higher education, is going through a really rough patch right now. And I think that is due to, and as I mentioned earlier, I think we have that gap in maybe talking about how higher education, having that certificate, it speaks volumes for those soft skills that employers are looking for. And so, like I said, it really does show that you have that resilience and that long-term commitment that employers are looking for. And I don't think enough is really said about exactly what having a degree or furthering your education does for someone. And I think that, that's probably the biggest barrier that we have right now is just working with continuing education and making sure that the programs are what they should be. So I think that's another reason why I exist here in this space, is to give that feedback from businesses or from anyone who is hiring in the Charleston area to say, hey, we need people and we need them to have this certificate or this sort of educational background. And I can say, I can make that happen.
So if you're asking yourself right now, what should I do next, or how do I get to X, I'll have to say, make sure you reach out to Jessica and check out the Lowcountry Graduate Center for all the really wonderful opportunities that are there. And I just wanted to ask one more quick question. We've talked about all the good of the working here in education and networking. Just in one quick sentence, what's your favorite thing to do in Charleston?
The beaches. I think coming from a different state that had no beaches and didn't have all of that, I think just being so close to that nice salty air, it really does something for you. So I would say just walking along the beach is really, really nice. Underrated.
I love it. Finding your Zen moment.
Yes.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate the time. And everyone, please go check out the Lowcountry Graduate Center. Thank you.
Thank you.